everybody. So the tarot course is finished and we're going to be starting a new playlist feature on here, which is where we sit down and look at either something current, historical, tarot-wise, a mystery, ancient mystery, and we use cards, skills, intuition, science-backed facts or whatever to discuss it. And, we may not get to a conclusion, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it might just be a natter.
A natter with a difference.
Yeah, a natter that may matter. Maybe that's the title. A natter that may matter.
I don't know. I have to think of a title for it. And this first one...
Call it Tin Hat Natter. He hates tin hat. He hates
I
that.
just find it insulting because it's weaponised, you see.
I know it is. Mostly by me.
The thing is, when people want to... I understand there is an issue out there with conspiracy and that some things are just downright made up fake news, but it's also being weaponised towards people that just ask a question about something or question society. Anyway, moving on swiftly. This one came off the back of Gary, so take to the floor, Gary.
So I was, as I do, Claire had gone to the gym and I was laying in bed, as I've tended to do nowadays, since I gave up my contracting work. I tend to lay in bed for an hour on a morning, just scrolling through and chilling, really, before I get up. Got a bit lazy, I've got to admit. But I was scrolling through the news, and an up-and-coming story caught my eye, and it was all about Donald Trump and a man named James Comey, who used to be the director of the FBI. Now, the big story is, apparently, James was walking down the beach and he came across some seashells. God, I can't. Don't even ask me to do that. She sells seashells on the seashore. I can't. Yeah, no. Sorry, I digress. He came across some seashells on the beach, and they were not spelling it, but what can you say? Spelling a number? Is that a real thing to say?
You can say out one here.
You can. They spelled out a number, and the number was 8647, or as some people have been saying, 8647. And there's been a bit of controversy on this because this has been wiped off his social media, but other people like Trump Jr. and even Donald Trump has been on to, I don't know, is it the Truth Network or it might have been on ABC or something like that, denouncing this man and giving the reason for that. And that reason is these numbers may be significant. And apparently, well, I had to think about it and I thought, well, would I have noticed the significance of these? It could be an Americanism significance, or it could be something I picked up potentially off American movies. So 86. Now, 86 something is to stop it, or kill it, or remove it, or just, 86 this video right now, you know what I mean? And we'll stop. You know what I mean? So you're stopping something. I don't know if it's slang. I don't know if it comes from a military term or the police. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But it's something that, yes, it came to mind. And obviously, 47. What number is significant with Donald Trump for 47? Oh, he's the 47th president. So people are saying that this is a message to 86 Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So, this isn't good, is it? And obviously, I think the Secret Service has interviewed the guy, and he's just said, I came across it on the beach and took a photo. Believe him or not, I don't know. I don't know. That's what he said. And then I was thinking, okay, that's a big controversy. And then something else came in my mind as I was halfway through reading the story, and after maybe I watched the little video of Donald Trump getting interviewed, was, historical context. Something's, an earworm started in my brain, and a film was coming to my mind. And I couldn't remember the title, but I definitely knew what it was about. And it was about the assassination of Adolf Hitler. And a certain actor, nothing to do with any of this other than the film, Tom Cruise. played the leading role and the leading man that I was kind of thinking about. And his name is, let me go, I don't want to get it wrong. Klaus von Stauffenberg. Klaus von Stauffenberg was a character that Tom Cruise was playing, and the film was called Valkyrie. And it was all about one of the most famous assassination attempts of Adolf Hitler when they tried to blow him up, which failed, obviously. And Klaus von Stauffenberg got shot. They lined him up against a wall and shot him as a traitor. And it was like, has this man, this James Comey, got some kind of past life link to Klaus von Stauffenberg? Because it's all linked with assassination, isn't it? And when I looked at it, they look quite similar. I don't know. Have a look. I've put some pictures up. There's a similarity.
Yeah, there is
with the two guys,
they do look
potentially.
similar.
There you go. Read that into what you will. If you believe in reincarnation and all that kind of stuff, I'm starting to believe. So we've got that. So what I did is I do hot topic readings on. Are we putting this on Clef at CTG?
Yeah.
On this channel, I do hot topic readings, and I thought I'm going to do a hot topic reading on this. So I started to do a hot topic reading, and I got a bit lost. I've got to admit. These are the cards that I saw, though. I maybe leave these up.
My tummy is making some... I just want to explain. I'm purging at the minute, and my tummy is making some wild sounds.
So I might need the tablet again in a minute. But these are the cards we saw. I'll leave them up in between me and Claire. There might just be enough room for you to see them okay. And these were the cards I found. And we've got them down here. And I struggled a bit, I got to admit. And obviously, the first card that came out was a death card. And I had this as loss, and obviously death. So I started straight away, we're talking about assassinations here. Ooh, we got the death card. And, and I got judgment. And I think probably judgment card and the Six of Swords came out at the same time. The judgment card came out of the pack, and the Six of Swords kind of flew off the top of the deck. So I drew those together, and I was more drawn to the Six of Swords because it's steering the way, and it's like, ooh, does this mean this James he is associated with this or not? I don't know. And then I got these last three cards, and that's when I started struggling a bit, I've got to admit, and I ended up nixing the video because I there's no point doing something and I'm not sure. So I thought, well, I know, we've been planning on doing one of these natters and talking about a news story of the day. And Claire's going to talk us through these cards a bit as well. And we're going to potentially pull some more cards as well.
Just before I do, can I have a look at the pictures of them? Because I ain't really seen...
So I've twin screened it on two websites.
That's clever. I can't twin screen out. So...
There's a similarity between the two guys.
So what year was this James Comey? See, they do look similar, don't they?
So the histories are similar. I mean, Klaus von Stauffenberg, he was an aristocrat, I think, and obviously when the Nazi Party came into power, I think a lot of the aristocratic titles got taken off people. He was kind of associated with the Nazi Party, but he wasn't an hardcore Nazi. And James Comey is a Republican, but he's kind of dissociated himself with the Republican Party since Donald Trump. So there's a similarity between, not the political leanings, forget how far right the Nazi Party is, and the Republican Party are not Nazis. There's nowhere near. Forget these where they are in the spectrum of the political things. I'm talking about association with a party, if that makes sense. So Stauffenberg kind of disassociated himself from the Nazi Party, and Comey was starting to distance himself from the Republican Party. So And there's obviously some history. I don't know all this. I have, this is all from my memory, from what I read on Google about James Comey. Apparently, he was the director of the FBI, and he was sacked, I think, or taken out of office or replaced because he allegedly mismanaged a investigation into Hillary Clinton, which obviously Donald Trump was an opponent against. So, and it was Donald Trump that took him out of office when he became president for the first time, because apparently he mismanaged something on Hillary Clinton. Well, she was going up against Donald Trump in the first election, so that probably didn't help Donald Trump. And then obviously just after the election, he put into an investigation about Russia involvement in that election as well. So I don't think he endeared himself to Donald. So he's no longer there. I don't know what he does now, to be honest with you. So this is where I started looking at the fourth card.
I'm looking down because the cards are there.
I was looking down at the fourth card, which is this card, and he's out meditating. He's on his own. He's not part of it anymore.
Took his bottom ball. I think those cards speak for themselves.
Go on then, you speak through these. As if you pulled these cards.
If this were my reading, my question, if I got death, I'd think death and rebirth. So the death and rebirth card is death and rebirth. So he dies in one incarnation and he's reborn into another incarnation. You then go on to judgment. Also, as well, you can say, I know they do say death doesn't mean death, but let's be honest, everybody. Sometimes death comes up because somebody is going to die. It can happen like that. But judgment card is also this information that's coming up, this big clearing that we're all going through. Whether you believe in trying to assassinate Hitler or not, it's still trying to assassinate someone. So
he did do that. That is real.
Yeah. No, I don't mean like the fellow that is now, but obviously the previous incarnation. So that is something he has to come back and work through. The transition, Six of Swords. He said it was a beach, so he could have been, as he's walking on the beach, this feelings or whatever comes up. I don't know. The Four of Cups is, like you say, the left out in the. I know it's not the left out in the cold, but it can be not willing to take an apology, not willing to move on, struggling to move on because of the past. And then the Empress is the creator.
What about this one?
The past.
Is that the past? That's the past. And the Empress
is the creator. So creating a post, creating intrigue, creating drama.
So I did read on the internet, obviously take it with a pinch of salt because it's off the internet as ever, that they were saying that he'd done this because he's going to the Middle East. I think he's been and gone to the Middle East. So whether he's supposedly going back or not, I don't know. Not involved in Donald Trump's movements. And that they reckon that it's kind of a message to the terrorists of the world to put out a hit. So I don't know if it's like, what was the thing that they did with John Wick? And they made him, there's a word they made him, incommunicado or something like that, which is like, right, that's it, everybody can just go out and go for him. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's a similar kind of thing. I don't know. Or it could just be a coincidence. Somebody may be wanting to remember what their PIN code is for their card. It
does seem weird that he'd come across that formation on a beach.
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody's saying. That's the ultimate thing.
That is just a weird thing.
And yeah.
Unless it's a very psychic image and it's spirit saying, "Save Donald, he's one light worker." Fake news. You know what I mean? It's just. It's a bit strange, isn't it?
It is a bit strange. So, yeah, we think there could be a link with Klaus von Stauffenberg. We think whether he is involved in any kind of conspiracy at this moment, we're not sure. We could pull some cards on it, I suppose. But there is a potential link with Klaus, and maybe he's putting it out there because he wants to stop an assassination. Maybe it's his karma that he don't want to be involved in that anymore. You know what I mean? And he's been involved in one of those, and it didn't go well. You know what I mean? It's like somebody being reincarnated as Guy Fawkes. You might not want to do an insurrection, potentially, because you might get hung, drawn and quartered. And in this instance, Klaus got shot. So, I don't know. But, yeah. That's about
He
as
has
much...
got the transition card wanting to move away from something.
So maybe he wants to get away from his... past lives.
So did he just put a post on, or did he actually mention Trump in the post?
I don't think he mentioned Trump in the post. I think it literally, as far as I can tell, let me have another look. As far as I remember, he just came across them on the beach and just posted a picture. I don't think he put any kind of caption with it. But obviously, somebody said, "Hold on a minute, what have you done?" And he took it down, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But obviously, they've managed to get hold of the picture because Donald Trump Jr. has reposted it.
That's not an accident. I'm sorry. That's he's done that. But I actually thought you meant like it was at a shale where the stones just form like that.
No. Somebody's
That is
deliberately
somebody's
deliberately put those in, and they colour coordinated the shells. You know what I mean?
Let's have a look at what Don Jr. says. Love it when they have around them lot.
So
What's
yeah,
he done?
I can understand him not being happy about it. Definitely.
God.
Considering Donald's had a couple of assassination attempts already, very similar to Adolf Hitler, who had a numerous... I couldn't believe how many assassination attempts were attempted on Adolf Hitler, to be honest with you. I was quite shocked. I could quite believe it, but I was quite shocked.
God, yeah, well, yeah. That's a definite...
There's intention in writing that number. Now, like I say, is it the intention for the significance of 8647, as everybody is reading it in, or did somebody want to do a very fancy way of remembering their PIN number of their credit card, so I could take a photo of it and go, "This is my PIN card number."
Show me the energy behind those stones, the formation of those stones.
Oh, here we go. It says here, so it's Comey, cool shell formation on my beach walk. That's what he put.
He's golden.
So
show me the... You see, I've stopped to twist the deck, and I've got the Ten of Swords, which is betrayal. Let's keep shuffling. What's the intention behind those stones? And then we'll do an intention for the post, yeah? The intention behind the stones, of the formation of the stones. So we've got the happy family. You possibly can't see that. But it is what it is. It's the happy family.
I'll hold it up. There we go.
Oops, wrong. We've got King of Swords at the bottom. So that is somebody that is creating something. Three of Pentacles in reverse.
So what was that one, sorry?
Three of Pentacles in reverse.
That was Three of Pentacles, so it was upside down.
Releasing the burden. Strength.
Now, do you think this is him...
The World in reverse.
Knowing about a plot and just kind of putting it out there? Possibly, I don't know. Again, because he don't want to be involved, really. Or be seen to be involved. So, a very easy way is put it out there. So it's not a threat, it's a warning.
Do they get on him in this?
No, I don't think
so.
No.
My feeling is at the door, and my feeling is that it's him being just catty.
Quite possibly, yes. You know, it's not a nice thing to be catty about, I don't think. You know what I mean? But maybe have a cat peeing on him or something. You know what I mean? But to have a post about killing somebody is not great, is it? It's
no.
Not to... And I can't think of any other way you'd read them numbers. Once you know what them potentially would mean. And I can understand Mr. Trump's consternation.
The moon.
Upsetting of it.
in reverse.
And the moon.
Shadow.
God, have I mixed?
I know, boss. We have to find a new way of doing this because you're going to have to accept with these type of videos. I think that when I hold them up, we're not going to see them as clearly as when we have it when.
Yeah, what I was going to try and do is get them out, and I was going to take a photo of them at the end. But it's right because I'd done this. I could probably get rid of these. Now, we don't. Are these your cards?
They're yours. They're in
These
your
are
hand.
mine.
Yeah. 4 of Wands in reverse as well.
Let me just see if
Can't remember what all they were now. Which way they were in.
That was upside down like that. That was upside down. I can't remember. The moon was in reverse, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Were these in reverse or not?
World was, strength was upright. And do one more out in the cold and victim mentality energy. So I think the energy behind the stones is possibly going to be the same energy behind the post. The loss of the Democrats. What I'm feeling is there's a lot of people showing their true colours in relation to when we lose something, rather than taking it on the chin and going, right, this is a difficult decision, this is a difficult bitter pill to swallow, but I'm going to go forward and in my corner of the world focus on trying to build a better world in my own way. What's happening is there's that energy out there of spitefulness, of vendetta energy, and not being able to, and struggling to process it.
Do you think there's a potential for the Jeremy Clarkson Meghan Markle thing, where somebody thinks they're being funny and clever, and they're actually saying something that's going way over the mark?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Possibly.
Because I could see what Jeremy Clarkson was trying to say.
Yeah.
But I can also see that it went a bit too far. You know what I mean? It was a silly comment about a programme that I've watched, and I've seen the scene, and I've seen why they did the scene, and he's put Meghan Markle in that position. Now, is this something the same? He's either seen it or written it and thought, ha ha ha, this is funny, everybody's going to enjoy this. And then you realise, oh, it's a bit dark, this.
What's his into? Right, let's gather up the cards.
Oh, no, stop.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Let me just jump out for a second. Sorry, we're learning as we do this feature. It may not work, but we'll see. Let me take a photo of these and I can stick them in and you can have a look at them. You can clear them up now, sweetheart.
So what's the energy behind the post? Is the post just an innocent post having a little bit of a laugh? But like you say, you don't laugh over assassination and murder, do you?
Some people do, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. There's some...
You know, when people start to get that real... I hate to use the word hatred, but it is hatred for people like Donald Trump, Meghan Markle, those kind of people.
So this is what's the energy behind the post that he has done. What's the energy behind the Pope?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Donald Trump did want to become the Pope, didn't he?
Yeah. What's the energy behind the post, please? It's manifestation. Got the 2 of Wands. So creating a post. We've got the Tower at the bottom in reverse.
Don't forget to put the tower down, boss.
Oh, we'll do. What am I doing here?
The tower down in reverse.
Well, that's at the bottom. I'll just keep that there.
Okay.
We've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. We've got the past in reverse. All this reversed energy from the past. Not being able to process the past.
Said that, that's 2 of Cups. Right, sorry.
High Priestess, intuition. 10 of Cups in reverse. Oops. That's the 5, 6, 7 of Wands in reverse. 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, Page of Cups in reverse. I'm going to do one more.
Was that in reverse or was that?
Sorry, upright. Sorry, upright. Out of balance. 6 of Pentacles. Bit
of housework. Sorry.
I know.
put this picture up in a bit.
It's all part of this release, isn't it? It's naivety. If that Page of Cups, the Page of Cups can sometimes come out when you're dealing with a younger person or somebody with a dream mentality, or it could be a wish, a wish.
Now, could that be actually the person who's actually done the stones and he has come across it? It could have been a younger person. Now, I've no idea where he lives, so that could make a big difference. You know what I mean? Because if it's like California or somewhere where there's more younger people and on the beach that probably wouldn't like Donald Trump, and they might just have a bit of a
Would
laugh.
many people know the number of the hit though? I mean, you'd know the number of the president.
I think. Please tell us in the comment how prevalent is the term 86. I have heard it on films and things. Is it the same as nix 86? You nix it. Is that a term? Is that something?
What we're saying is the Page of Cups is a wish, but it can also be a young person, but it can also be a very immature reaction to something. It can also be as well, it can also be all of this. It can also be a childish way of throwing your toys out. It can be a mixture of it. A sick joke, not being able to release your stuff, not being able to get your head over something. I think he's possibly done those stones.
Yeah.
I just have the feeling that it's not exactly what he's doing.
Well, like you say, he has got some history with Donald Trump, and it's not good history.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he knew exactly, and that's what Donald was saying on Mr. Trump.
If it was somebody
I've got
like
in trouble
me,
for not calling people like Mr. Trump, and
what?
so somebody put a comment in one of his comments to say, "You don't know these people, so don't call them by the first names and be polite." So I've got to stop being me.
No, you don't.
No,
Just ignore
Donald.
it.
Right.
Yeah, say if it was somebody like me that had no idea about, and obviously 47, but I would not refer to Donald as 47. So if I came across, look at these numbers and I wonder what this is it angel numbers? And you could understand 100% from me, it would be innocent. I would have no idea that I was posting something that could mean something sinister.
But is that not a big thing? Because America is you can still call it a young country, so you can still count the presidents under 50. You know what I mean? You won't be able to count the British prime ministers, for example, in that way. If that makes sense.
No, what I meant was.
So I'm just trying to say, do Americans? Is that the way they think about their presidents, by a number? I don't know.
A lot of people referring to him as a number because they don't want to call him president or Don. It's kind of, it's making a statement.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say, I refer to him as 47. Like a lot of the stuff online, like if they're doing a reading, rather than saying Trump's feelings towards Russia, they'll say 47's feelings towards Russia. You'll possibly find the ones that like him will call him President Trump.
Yeah.
The ones that don't like him will refer to him as 47.
Well, there you go. You've answered the question, haven't you? It's his nickname. It's his nickname. In many realms, it's probably his nickname. So straight away, they might as well spell out 86 Trump.
Yeah.
In that
That's
essence.
from what I've seen online.
Okay.
Is when people like him, they call him President Trump.
Yeah.
They President Trump.
Yeah.
When people don't, it's 47.
Yeah. They call him by a name a name, basically.
So.
A derogative term. They're using it as a derogative term. Okay. So, I think we're kind of thinking he could have been Klaus von Stauffenberg in a past life, and he could have.
Sorry about my tummy; it's getting
It's fine.
embarrassing.
We can't hear you. Oh, you might be able to pick it up on your mic, actually. It'll be fine. Not everybody knows about purging. It's fine in this realm. So we're thinking, yes, Klaus von Stauffenberg could be associated. There could be, not that he's an assassin now, but he was an assassin in a past life, and that could be the message that was written on the beach, either by him or by somebody else. So if it's written by somebody else, it's triggered the past life within him.
Yeah.
To see an assassination plot, or he's written it as a jokey assassination plot thing to send to his friends. I don't like Donald Trump because of my history with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's known exactly what he's doing, and I think he is the past life, possibly the past life of him. And it's a lot of it. It's like you just said. It's brought up this past thing.
Yeah. So we're not saying in any shape or form that he's an assassin or in an assassin's plot, but he could be. He could very well be if he's got that past life energy, which we think he does have. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So Claire's really helped me to see how I don't know, maybe I was overthinking it. And I didn't use, as Claire likes to say, my intuition a bit more and know what the death card means a bit more.
It's about, I think, with the cards, when you first start learning about it, and some people stay in this energy, and it can be quite frustrating. Nope, that card means that. Yeah, you're right, you are right, but also as well, once you start reading cards, they can, it's hard, I don't want to say they can mean anything, but it's like, don't just keep it in a box, like that death card. It can be a death.
But it's also rebirth.
It's also rebirth, but then if somebody dies, they're reborn anyway.
Yeah.
You close your eyes in this world and you open your eyes in another world.
Yeah.
So you could be pulling on somebody that is towards the end of life and they want guidance, and you can say, yes, there is death and then rebirth.
So it could almost be the card to show that, yes, a past lifey kind of card.
And it's rebirth.
It's almost the past life card. So when I was asking about the past life, the death card came up, and that's almost the answer straight away, and I could have just stopped there.
And that came up as well for me when I've just pulled it. I didn't realise the significance of it. Is the Two of Pentacles in reverse on the beach. He's on the beach and his emotions are everywhere. Because I actually asked in my head, is he the reincarnation of whatnot? And
Klaus von Stauffenberg.
So he's actually possibly trying to do, this is actually his way of releasing it. And I know people get triggered at that. Well, is he not causing more karma? Yes. But going through this, if he ends up in the middle of a shitstorm, then that's another lesson he's got to learn. And eventually he gets to a point where he thinks actually physically trying to assassinate someone or doing a post that tries to assassinate someone isn't a great thing to do. And actually I need to deal with this turmoil inside me, which the Two of Pentacles is about turmoil. The seas are choppy in order to release it.
You need to let your anger go.
The poor me card as well, the Five of Pentacles, because you know what? Yes, you've lost, but maybe this is another thing that Trump is trying to teach us, that sometimes you lose, and sometimes you lose to what you think is something dark, but that's a part of life. Whoever would have won that election, there would have been this reaction.
Because
it was such a 50-50 whatever, 50-49, 47 whatever.
It's Brexit again as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes bad things happen for how you perceive. If you perceive Trump getting in as a bad thing, sometimes it happens, and sometimes you have to take that deep breath and get on with it.
As the bumper sticker says, shit happens. And that came from Forrest Gump, remember? So it must be true. The scene out of Forrest Gump, isn't it?
I like that debate.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Past lives and hot topic.
Yeah.
All in one video.
And an atta.
I was going to pull a card, but I don't think we need to.
Go on, pull a card.
I don't know what I had a question in my mind and it's gone.
Pull a card for this whole situation and then trust your intuition.
Okay.
I love how he pulls a card.
What was it? The Queen of Wands. So maybe it's me having to trust my courage and confidence and independence in the reading, maybe.
Yeah. And when she's upright, the Queen of Wands, she's passionate and she can transform. If she got a reverse, she's toxic and it's a shit show. But when it's almost telling people that are struggling with this, step out of the shit show energy. Yes, it hurts. We know it hurts.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be scary. We get the elements that there can be a scary element to this, but sometimes you have just got to take a deep breath and do your bit in your bit of the world. And, you know, some people perceive that Trump as the dark. Some people perceive him as the light. I think he's got both in him. He's a human being. I've just done a video on the Claire Thackeray channel
That, isn't it?
about the dark is the dark winning.
Donald Trump is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he the light? Is he the dark? Who knows?
He's got both in him.
Everybody has, though.
Yeah. And, you know, we need to stop fighting people. We're fighting the Republics. We're fighting Donald. We're fighting Meghan. We're fighting... Because this fighting energy is going to destroy humanity. And I think humanity is going to be given free will to see how far it's going to take itself.
And I think when Klaus was Klaus, the assassination attempt of Hitler, it was probably needed. You know what I mean? He needed to be taken out. He did. He was. I believe whatever happened in the World War II was what happened in the World War II. Some people don't believe it, but it happened, and Adolf Hitler at that time wasn't a very nice man. Like him or lump him, Donald Trump, I don't think he's an Adolf Hitler. I'm sorry. I don't think he's an Adolf Hitler. He's not committing mass genocide as we know it, as Adolf Hitler knew it. You know what I mean? He's doing a lot of things to trigger it. It might be mass genocide in triggering people. You know what I mean? It might be triggering a lot of people in this world. But Adolf Hitler, he ain't. And so maybe this is where, in a new life, you've got to realise just because you don't like somebody, you don't have to threaten to kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will say well done, Gary, for pulling all these pieces in. Well done.
Thank you.
Let's see.
It's interesting, though. Interesting how a past life can potentially affect what you do in the today. And you may be making the same kind of decisions, but also subconsciously not making the same kind of decisions. And so rather than going and trying to blow somebody up, he's actually just written a number in some stones on the floor. You know what I mean?
But for it to blow up on the internet.
Yeah, it's blown up on the internet, definitely. I don't know how big a story it's getting, because I think it'd only just blown up when I looked at it this morning. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wonder if anybody else picks up Klaus's potential involvement in this.
Interesting. Are we done now, Gary?
I think so. I think we're done.
It's this first video of this playlist.
Yes, what we're going to call this playlist?
I don't know what I would think about it.
Mad Natters? Mad Hatters?
No. Tinfoil Hatters?
No, we won't call it tinfoil.
No, because it...
Maybe Tin Natters.
No. I'll think of something. Tarot investigations.
Ooh.
Tarot and energy investigations.
Ooh, I wish I could use the Dire Straits music for that. The private investigations.
Yeah, tarot investigations.
Tarot investigations.
Psychic investigations. Psychic investigations. There we go. It's done. Boom. I'm moving on now.
Yep.
Right.
Psychic investigators.
Yeah.
There we go. Even better. We'll work it out. We'll be on Canva in a minute and we'll be working it out. Let us know if you're enjoying this new video concept. We've got some other ideas. One idea that's coming up in a vlog that we're doing on the Thackeray's about the Queen's Hotel and a certain JS.
Yes.
That we may be thinking about.
Yes.
And yeah.
Thing
Thing
is, though, but American people won't know him as JS.
Right. Okay.
I understand why you say it. The thing is, why sometimes the comments will be in initials because they're trying to get it all in without having to write all the names down.
Okay.
Or it is a proper problematic and they're trying not to be. But say if you're mentioning JS with all other things, it's hard to explain.
Shall I say what potential links are? Shall we just leave it open?
We'll leave it open.
We'll leave it open. You've got to guess the links.
Well, you can explain it. Go on then, Gary.
No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it.
So we'll see you next one.
Watch the vlog. Watch the vlog that we're going to put up. I think we've got to work on that next. We're being busy today. There's not much left to do on that. So we've just got to finish that off. We'll get that up, and you can see our natter at the end of that.
That'll be on the Thackeray's, and it's the one where we're celebrating knowing each other for 10 years and recreating our first date.
And almost creating psychic investigators without even knowing it.
I know. Yes, so
Right.
we'll see you at next one.
Yeah, we will. So long.
Bye.